Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now. Before me sits a symphony of sorts. Just about every webcam I've ever owned, including the first webcam I've ever owned, the 3Com Home Connect. It still works. In fact, one of my community uploaded the first webcam recording I ever did. It was years and years ago. It was with this video camera. It was like so long before YouTube, and I think it's got like 10,000 views on YouTube now. People can't believe it because I look, well, literally over 10 years younger because it was over 10 years ago. I am still able to use this 3Com Home Connect with certain software on Mac OS X, Macam, M-A-C-A-M. It's open source software that allows me to use older webcams. This is the first webcam I owned. I've held on to it for all these years. I love this thing. It was one of the best webcams ever. I loved it. The second webcam I owned was the Intel, I think it was an Intel Pro cam. The name is not on it, and I kind of I can't remember exactly the name of it. But the reason why I liked this one is because it had a video input, a composite video in, so you could bring in like a signal from a television or VCR at that point, and then record a capture on your PC. And this still works, certainly. And over the years, I've plugged in a variety of other webcams, including Microsoft webcams. Just about every Microsoft webcam I had, or do still have, has just broken on its own. No rhyme or reason whatsoever, just breaks. Except for the Xbox 360 Vision Cam, which works as a great webcam for either a Mac or Windows. But I have to ask you all these questions. With all these, I've got 5 of them right here. Of all these webcams, which one is the most evil? Which one of these? Now, I know some of you are, it's Microsoft, the Microsoft webcam, because it happens to be, you know, Microsoft, evil, etc., right? I think you're wrong. Is it the Intel one, you know, being the big company Intel? Are they evil? Is this an evil webcam? Maybe. You could be wrong. Is it the 3Com Home Connect? Which one of these is evil? It's a trick question. The webcams themselves are not evil. They're just not. I mean, unless the devil produced this, maybe he did. I don't know. I'm guessing he didn't. He, she, it, whatever. This is just hardware. It's what you do with it that's evil, potentially. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I got this email, a well-written email that I'm going to read to you, submitted by Grant from the chat room at live.pirillo.com. And you'll understand exactly why I'm talking about the evils of webcams in just a second, as soon as I'm finished with this. My grandmother, like so many other grandmothers, doesn't know a thing about technology and has the habit of watching the Oprah show. So when Oprah had a special about a teenager who became an internet porn star with the help of a webcam, my grandma concluded that webcams are the spawn of the devil. I did not watch the show, but I read about it and watched excerpts of it after I had heard my grandmother talking about the evils of webcams. Basically, the boy's story goes like this. This boy, Justin, was only 11 years old when he got a webcam and used it on his computer in his room. He went to chat rooms where he lied about his age and got paid to have cyber sex and the perverts in the chat rooms. Eventually, he started his own website and made quite a bit of money using his webcam or website for porn. Justin claims that he did not know what he was doing and that he was just taken advantage of. Eventually, he stopped stripping for the camera and, with the help of a reporter, went on the Oprah show to warn people of the dangers of the internet. Then Oprah was interviewing the reporter who somehow saved Justin. Again, I didn't watch the whole thing, so I don't know the exact details. And was telling parents that they should monitor their kids online, which is absolutely true. And that children should not have their own computers in their rooms. And I do agree. I know you're not going to like me, all you kids out there, but I do agree on those 2 points. He says he totally agrees with that as well. But he said what troubled him and made my grandmother, and again, back to his words, Grant's, made my grandma scared of the internet was when the reporter told parents to throw away any webcams in their house. What? Doesn't he realize that webcams can be used for so much good? They're a great way to communicate with other people and not always used for bad things. My other problem with the show is that they made the kid look like some kind of victim. He wasn't. He claimed that he thought the old men in the chat rooms were his friends. What? What kid would take off his clothes for a 50-year-old man in front of his computer for money? How could his parents not have known about this? Why was there a computer in this kid's room in the first place? The people who should be blamed are Justin's parents. So, Chris, could you please tell the people that webcams are not these evil things that perverts use to abuse children? Rather, they are tools that can bring families closer together. I think that this is an important topic that people should stop being afraid, so afraid of technology. Thanks. Well, Grant, I don't know your age, but I would agree with you. I mean, we might as well say that since screwdrivers can be driven through people's temples, they are evil, and you should get rid of all your screwdrivers. And since people die in car accidents every day, that you just shouldn't drive. I mean, and those are not really dramatic leaps there. They're just tools to help you do something. And I think when you don't impart, and I mean, when I say you, I mean the general you as a mature person, do not impart knowledge on how to use a tool, the proper use of a tool, you got to expect that's going to happen. When you don't set up boundaries and guidelines specifically when it comes to the internet, you're inviting disaster. And that's what younger generations need. I didn't have the internet growing up. I wish I did, but I didn't. And I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, even though I had limited access to a computer, my parents set up guidelines. It was in a public area. Of course, we couldn't afford having more than one computer in the house, and even that, was a stretch, even back when I was growing up. I'm not saying that I'm, decrepit or anything. I'm not showing my age. I'm going to be 35. Oh, God. I'm going to be 35 next week. Anyway, okay, so let's use a quote from Spider-Man. With great power comes great responsibility. Well, there's great power in these things. I use a webcam to broadcast video out on the internet live 24 hours a day, recording videos for YouTube. I have given webcams to my family so that they can communicate their ideas out to the internet or to stay in touch by way of video and the internet. I mean, the webcam itself isn't evil. The potential evils lurk behind any person who's just not given guidelines, boundaries, knowledge and understanding that they have to be responsible with these things. Technology is not a babysitter. Computers and the internet, it's a great resource for information, and it's a great resource for evil. I don't know what to tell you other than impart wisdom, okay? And if nothing else, if you are someone who is underage, and I define underage as anybody who's still living with their parents, and even if you're 34 years old and living with your parents, well, that's a different topic for a different video. If you are a child, a minor, by the law, listen up. This is not your world yet, okay? You do not yet have the maturity level that adults do. And I'm not saying that every adult is mature, but I am trying to explain to you that, to everybody, that you have to respect this technology. Because if you don't, it's going to walk all over you, okay? You are in control of this. This is not in control of you. And if you're an adult, you need to explain that to your child. And you need to monitor your child when they're online or when they're using their computer. Period. End of story. I don't want to hear that you don't understand the internet and that you don't understand computers. Take a class. You need to learn. You need to protect your child. Okay? Bottom line. That is the responsibility of a parent. Not me, not Oprah, not some random ass reporter who's telling you to throw these things out. Anyway, sorry. Get a little touchy about this kind of stuff. Because I love technology for the good that it brings the world. And it brings a lot of good to the world. Anyway, I'm sure you're going to have words of advice for me. Feel free to pass them along. My email address is chris@pirillo.com. And as I mentioned before, I am streaming this live video out to anybody and everybody. And we have kids of all ages stopping by the chat room, which is family friendly. We keep a very, 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 very tight leash on people in this chat room. We don't let them get away with things that they may be able to get away with in other chat rooms. So we are a safe area, and I'm very thankful for the moderators at Wild Ride for making that possible. If I wasn't working with Wild Ride, there's no way I could have a chat room because so many bad things could happen. But thankfully, I have a lot of responsible friends that I surround myself with, and then vicariously other people are surrounded with. So if you are someone who's interested in technology and you do have a maturity level that is little above average, feel free to stop by no matter your age. Streaming this video out live 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, not in an evil capacity, at live.pirillo.com. Sorry, I couldn't resist. We'll eat you later.